it's Doug Green, and I'm the publisher of Technology Reseller News, and I'm with the unstoppable, unflappable Charlene Ignacio.
Hey, Doug.
Hey, Charlene. So, Charlene, you're with Fornix,
Yes.
Fornix Marketing, and you said the title of our podcast today actually recorded live from Channel Partners
Yes.
2025 MSP Summit. Thanks for sponsoring.
Thank you so much. No, thank you so much for all being here, and thanks so much to Fornix and the team for being here.
It's stop doing events, and yet here we are doing events.
Yes.
So what's that all about? What's with that?
Well, stop doing events, guys, is because there's three big mistakes that every single vendor is doing in this room. And it's not because they mean to, it's not intentional. It's just because it's the hurry up, get to the event, set the booth up, and then, of course, hope someone comes to you. And so I'm going to go over three things, Doug, that I feel like stop doing marketing, especially for events, if you're not doing these three things, because you have to maximize the very expensive real estate. And I don't know about you, Doug, but these booths are an arm and a leg for a lot of companies. And when you do a couple a year, it can astronomically cost more than a house. Just ask me how I know.
Well, without talking about specific shows, my understanding is, and I'm not going to talk about a specific event,
Yes.
that you're talking about $6,000, $7,000, $10,000, $20,000, sometimes just for a table or a very small space.
Yes.
Sometimes a lot more for a bigger space. Is that right?
Yes, definitely. And it happens all the time.
And we're not talking about hotel,
Nope.
airline,
Food. Transportation.
Uber,
Yeah.
taxis, tips,
Right.
and on and on. And you put all that money out, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, and you haven't even gotten a single lead yet. You don't have any meetings.
Nope.
You don't have much.
Nope, not at all.
Right. So you're saying don't do that.
Nope. And guys, this is the unfortunate truth, is that events is an important part of your marketing strategy overall. Marketing at events creates opportunities, right? I mean, you're here in Las Vegas. How many of you flow in? How many of you have 3 or 4 nights of hotel? How many of you have still work to do? So our time at an event is like start of the day is probably 6 a.m. The end of the day is probably 2 a.m. because you're just working the entire show. So Doug, absolutely. Vendors and partners aren't thinking about all those things when they think about, hey, this event is where I think I'm going to get all these leads.
So we got the big stop sign, the big
Yes.
red light.
Yes.
Charlene's got the big stop sign. But then you've got a message. Okay, so let's rethink it. What do I do instead?
Right. So here's a couple of things. And Doug, this is very common. If you look at every single one of these vendors, they're in a booth that's 2x6. And understanding the space of it, understanding who your audience is, all of these things are a part of that formula, right, when they get to an event. And these are the things that maybe your sales teams talk about, maybe your marketing talks about. But first and foremost is, one, you need to get really clear on what is a lead. Is a lead an attendee that's just walking by your booth? Is a lead a qualified opportunity because you've clearly identified? Maybe this show and other shows are not where your ideal clients are. But you assume because you're doing an event that you're going to get all these leads because they have over 7,000 people attending this one part of the event. And that's not always true. So they have to really bust through that myth that they're going to get tons of leads at this show and at any show that they do.
So first thing is you need to research the show.
Yes.
Okay, I've researched the show. So let's be very clear, despite the controversial title, Don't Do Events, you're not really saying don't do any events. You're saying stop just spraying your money around and be crazy like that. You research an event. Okay, now I've researched it. I go, yeah, that's a good event for me. Now what do I do?
So this is the part that really is a second mistake, and I want to bust through this really on this podcast.
Okay.
And so, Doug, you've made this really powerful for everyone listening, is your sales team on the sales floor here are not trained. Events are a different kind of mechanics when you talk about marketing and sales. So there needs to be an event training specific to what's happening in the booth. And Doug, some of these guys just come right in and they're just like dazed because there's so many things happening. There's so many moving parts. And so they're not qualified in the booth. We consider trick-or-treaters who come and grab your swag not a lead. They just qualify because they said, hey, I want something, so let's take a picture of the bag. The sales team is the second piece of that. The marketing team inside of the booth is the second part of what makes successful events even better.
Okay, I have a feeling there's a third one coming up.
Oh, and Doug, there's more, right? We do this training. We train the sales team. We train the marketing team. We even help our leadership teams, like the CEOs and the board, understand why they have to stop doing events if they're not doing these three things, because it's just they're throwing away their money.
Right.
All right, the third thing, guys, and definitely not the last, for many of you, is what do you do after the event? Right? You've taken all these pictures. You got the lead scanner. You got all these leads.
I know. I put all the cards in a box that I find 6 months from now.
Yes. And you go, I'm going to call them. Or you scan every badge.
Never happens.
No. Or some of you guys put it in your phone now because you have all these dot things, or like, hey, I just want to scan it and we're done. And all of a sudden you go back to your normal life tomorrow and you forgot all the leads you just got. That's the third reason why you should stop doing events if you're not going to do the follow-up.
All right. So if I've actually, we've got to research the event, strategize about the event, got to train the people that are going to go to the event.
Yes.
And we have to have a post-game plan.
Right.
And really stick with it. Now what do I do? If I've done all that, Charlene, do I get to go out? Do I get to leave home?
Well, you know what? You're definitely going to be 90% better than half of the vendors in this room right now. These are the basic fundamentals of success event marketing, because there's a strategy, there's a build out, there's all of this follow through that happens so that the leads you think you're having at this event, Doug, for everyone else who's here, actually converts into an opportunity. This is just the basics.
Okay, Charlene, if I want to start actually doing this, most people have to do stuff before they learn it. Where do I really begin? Do I start with a small event or something?
Well, and that's a great question, Doug. It depends on who your ideal client is. A lot of us, especially our MSPs, they want to work with CPAs. They want to work with dentists. They want to work with a dermatologist. That's all fine. So you don't need to come to these big clamor events where you have to travel, right, and make 2 or 3 days out of your schedule. You actually can do local events, regional events, very specific, hyper-focused events, because you could have a room of 10 of your ideal clients because you're doing a lunch and learn. Maybe some of you can participate in the local chamber, the BNI, and do events with them. But the goal is to start where you are and where your customer is. That's the first rule as you think about what to do with your event marketing strategy.
Charlene, I really want to thank you for joining me today. This is really great, taking time out here. Busy Day Channel Partners, MSP Summit. Where can we learn more about Fornix Marketing?
I appreciate that, Doug, and all that you do for us in the community. First and foremost, Doug, you are the man, the myth, the legend. You make it happen, so thank you. We appreciate that. So one of the things, guys, to do is just reach out to us. You can go to fornixmarketing.com and fill out the inquiry form. 2, you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Charlene Ignacio, and I'm happy to message and connect and chat. And for some of you, I know that you're here at the shows. Just follow me. I'm all around the world traveling to all these shows. And Doug, you and I are partners in crime. We get to do a lot of great things together. So just talk to me, connect with me, and learn more.
Sure. Thank you very much indeed for joining me today.